Welcome to Parry Sound in Question, a program brought to you by TV Cogeco Channel 13 and the Parry Sound North Star. I'm Jack Tynan, your host and editor of the Parry Sound North Star. And in the past couple editions of Parry Sound in Question, we've met with Near North District School Board Chair Alan Bottomley, and Parry Sound Mayor Richard Adams. And in both those conversations, we've touched on some struggles that the Near North District School Board has been facing. And we're back at the West Parry Sound District Museum on Tower Hill. And again, we're going to talk about the Near North District School Board. And our guest today is Linda Ann Thompson, our newest representative and trustee on the board who represents the Parry Sound area. Welcome to In Question, Linda.
Thank you very much.
You've had about 4 months to familiarize yourself with the Near North Board and your role as a trustee. What's your first impression of your new role?
My first impression is it's absolutely overwhelming. I have a lot to learn. Things have changed so dramatically in the last 5 or 6 years. So there's 3 of us that are relatively brand new, 2 for sure, and another lady was just in for 1 year. So it really is a learning curve, and we're at meetings just about at least once a week, just so that we can get the scope of how large our area is, what the government has been doing and should be doing, and we're sort of a little bit nervous because, of course, now's the time for the budget crunch, where we start figuring out what we're going to do next. And, of course, always keeping in mind the students. They come first, so it's scary, if I do say so myself.
What's been I don't know if I should say the scariest, but what's been the most shocking that you didn't expect when you took this office?
I think I didn't expect that the government, although they give us money for education for our children, have strings attached, and that what I always presumed in all the years that I've lived in Parry Sound isn't quite the case. We have declining enrollment, we have schools that need repairs, we have all kinds of different special education, and when you put this all together and then you have sort of rules and regulations by the government itself, especially when you get into a rural area, then it's mind-boggling.
It's a big area. There's a lot of schools in it. Have you had a chance to visit all those schools?
I have visited about 7, but no, I've been invited to just about every school in the whole district, and a lot of them I'm going to try to get to at graduations. I have had some great opportunities. I meet quite often, of course, with the Parry Sound High School. I go to their parent-teacher meetings, but my best one so far was I helped judge a speaking contest at Humphrey School, and I got a chance to interact with the kids and the parents and the principal and staff, and it was really good.
Right
made me
now,
feel part of the team.
Well, right now, it's tough sometimes to think about the positive aspects of our school system, because the board's going through some of the things you mentioned, dropping enrollment, financial difficulties, some physical problems with some of our buildings. So we'll delve into that. But before we do, obviously you have an interest in education, and that's what brought you into this role. What would you highlight as a success in the Near North Board?
Well, I think, to me, one of the greatest successes we have had are for children with disabilities, physically, mentally, emotionally, and how we have started to work with them in smaller class sizes, that we've seen a lot of these children, and I'm not talking about elementary, I'm talking about secondary too, but a lot of these students that really thought they weren't worth anything, succeeding at speaking contests, graduating, because the staff, the teachers, the principals, the parents have instilled self-worth in them, so they're succeeding. And to me, that is what our goal is with education. So.
Now, again, there's many issues that are sort of controversial or maybe worrisome right now when it comes to the Near North Board. What among those issues do you think is of primary concern?
Well, I know with declining enrollment, there isn't a parent out there that isn't afraid of a school closing. In Parry Sound, the one thing we shake our heads with, but even myself as a parent, our children dealt with, was traveling on a bus. And there's one thing for a 15 or 20-minute bus ride, but if you're coming from Brid or some other place like that, it could be an hour and something. And if we close another school, just how many hours are the children going to be on the bus in comparison to what they are in classroom? And, you know, will be jeopardizing their learning if they're stuck in a, you know, that type of situation.
Right.
Class sizes, we may come, I don't know, this is my thought. I mean, I grew up in a school system, believe it or not, where there was grade 1 to 4 in
Right.
one class and 5 to 8.
We've gotten bigger, and now we're looking at going back again.
And now we're looking back, and that's scary to me. There was benefits, but there's scary parts.
We'll leave it at that, and we'll come right back, and we'll talk about student grades and student testing.